Welcome to Know Your Money, where we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. In our podcast, we'll be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you with managing your money. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Know Your Money. Warren, Craig, how are you guys today?
You know what, Craig? She said my name first. I'm going to say I'm good. It's great to see you both. And I've been thinking a lot about the receiving from last week.
Yes, good to see you both. And yes, Warren, the receiving, we learned something about that.
We definitely did. Thank you.
Now
Bronwyn.
we're doing the exciting one, earning.
And how are you two today? I never asked.
No, we're good, thank you. All good.
Also good, thank you. Very excited to keep sharing our visions and everything that is going on. Yes, so last week we spoke about receiving. So today is the other one, which is earning, which is what most people see making money as, you know, and it definitely is that. So earning is what you do and what you kind of get out. So it's got to do with your efforts or your time or your knowledge that allows you to earn something. And again, back on what we sort of said with the receiving is you can either be blocked in earning, so you don't actually earn because you're stuck in receiving. So you still think that you're earning, but you're not earning physical money because you're swapping trades. Like I'll build you a table if you let me go. I don't know, what would a friend offer you for them to build that for free? Well, not free, but
it would have to be a hell of a lot. Babysitting for a year.
Exactly. But so some people get stuck in that exchange kind of thing and not the earning side of it. And then, so being blocked in earning could be based on that, but it also can be based on the different things that we've spoken about. So beliefs. So for example, you might have a belief that rich people are mean. So if you believe that rich people are mean, that is going to stop you from earning. Because you want to earn, but your belief.
You don't want to be one of those mean people.
Exactly. So it's these different things that can be impacting it. Or example, your mindset or your pattern. So if you have a pattern of earning and then just spending, it doesn't matter how much you earn because you're just going to go and spend it. So you might also be overactive in earning. So what that means is all you do is earn because you're trying to get what from that. So what emotion does earning give you? And if that emotion is love or care, you're going to keep doing that because that's what you feel from earning.
But then how does that impact the rest of your life?
Exactly.
You know, the overworked people, those who don't have time for their family, and it's not good.
We see many of those overactive people of earnings and that so they have all the money in the world but no time, no balance in their life, and that's a real problem.
And I think the problem is because we look at money as one thing. Like if you can look at money as these 7 different things and just shine light on, oh my hat, that's all I'm doing with it. What am I giving? What am I spending? What am I keeping? And just give yourself a little bit of balance. We feel that when these 7 relationships are in balance, it means that your life is in balance, which means your health, your time, your love, all of that can be in balance. Make sense?
Yeah, 100%. You have to have a good relationship with money. That's definitely something I've learned from doing these podcasts. And with regards to earning, you need to have a drive to earn because, I mean, that's how the world works. But again, you need to have balance in your life. And I suppose, like you said, the only way to achieve that is to look at all these aspects you're going to be going through.
Yes, absolutely. And it's just when it comes to earning, I think this is probably one of the biggest ones that people struggle with. They either feel blocked, and by blocked I mean they could be stuck in a job, not ever getting an increase, those kind of things. And what's behind that? Like, what is your self-worth? And it's not to say that just because you're stuck and you don't want to do it, you have low self-worth. It's different things for different people. It could be a trauma or a wound or a fear that I have to stay in a stable job because if I don't have a stable job, I'm going to have nothing. Look what happened to my parents. He kept jumping from this job to that job. So you kind of have these limiting beliefs or these certain traumas from other people or emotions of others that impact yours. If you stay in that job, what's stopping you from asking for a raise? What's holding you back from those sort of things? It's not to say go ask for a raise and now you're this cocky person, but if you're putting in that effort and you do deserve it, we'd help you work on that. Or you always had a dream to start this side hustle, or you do have your own business and you earn. What's stopping you from raising your prices? What is behind it?
For all of those listening, Bronwyn just laughed at me.
And exactly that. So now, if we went on to that, so let's go on to earnings with you.
Again.
And I know I really should stop doing this because we are not going to be able to afford to do our podcast. So let me just name them then for you, okay?
Because I'm going to tell you the progress I've actually made since doing these.
Fabulous. Do you want to go first? Or?
Okay, so my prices have gone up significantly. I no longer worry about getting the job. I know what I'm worth, and that's the quote that I put in. And funnily enough, I've got too much work again.
Exactly. And that is awesome, don't you think? But another thing that can impact that now, because you go from blocked sometimes to overactive, which is sort of what you're saying now.
Yeah, I've got too much work. I've actually taken on too much because I've seen the ability to earn a lot. You know, as I told you guys, I'm buying a house. And now
Congrats.
thank you. I feel like there's a certain amount of pressure as well to earn. And I've got to be honest, one of the relationships with earning I'm struggling with at the moment is I'm becoming resentful of it. And that's something I was going to pick up and say to you is that obviously as your life situation changes, so can these emotions associated with these different aspects of money, these different relationships. And so mine, I feel like, is becoming poisoned, the earning aspect, with resentment because, well, I'm doing all this work and yes, I'm buying a house and it's very exciting, but that's where the money's going. I can't do anything else with it. We still can't go out for dinner every week. We still can't afford to do a lot of things. And I resent the fact that I'm away from my little boy all the time now during the day when I'd like to be at home more. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it at the moment. I'm proud that I'm charging what I'm worth, but I'm a bit resentful.
And well done for being so vulnerable and open and saying those sort of things. But this is exactly it. And one of the biggest things I talk about in the course is we have different seasons, and you are okay with how you earn or what you receive in a certain season of your life. And then something happens, like having a child, buying a new house, getting a divorce, someone passing away, and then all of a sudden your world is shaken and your balance is off again. And now you've got to redirect. So how you were describing it is you now have a child, so now your earning needs to go up. And it's not to say that that's wrong, but how does that earning go up in a positive way or in a comfortable way? What is that earning linked to? Is it a belief? Like, for example, I have a family, I need to now work hard.
There's definitely some of that, yeah.
Okay.
Especially with my wife being on maternity leave and earning half pay, then there's a certain amount of pressure with that where you go, well, the money's not going to come from nowhere. I'm self-employed. I have the ability to earn more, but it basically means work harder.
Okay, so there's the first step. Okay, so what does it mean that it needs to work harder versus charge more?
Yeah, I mean, I did do the charge more with the jobs recently, and I'm happy with that. But again, I've taken on too much work, so I've gone to that extreme. I'm not blocked, I'm doing too much. I'm not financially worried about my future or our future as a family because I know that I've put my prices up and I'm getting paid what I'm worth, and I know that there's good profit on the jobs I'm doing at the moment. I just took on one too many jobs because I have to provide.
Okay, but is it to provide more than what you need, or is it to provide?
I don't know, if I'm honest.
So these are reflections that we would think about and talk about. And it could also be like mindsets or conditioning that now you are a father and you need to go and...
You know what, actually? So my mother of three, and my father was a CFO at the time and subsequently become a CEO. So my mom didn't have to work when we were growing up. She looked after us. And that's what I grew up with. So in my head, it's the man's job, and I know people will get upset with me saying that, but it is. That's how I see it.
But that's your perspective of it.
Yes.
And are you okay with that perspective, or should it change?
I think it should change, because I think it's a very different world we live in now than when I was a little boy. My dad could afford to, because of the type of job he had, and also living expenses were a lot lower when I was younger. Now, for a family to only have one income, it's very rare.
But this is the thing. So whatever our perspective is in our mind is the reality we create. So if you think about it, in your mind, your perspective was that I must just earn, Kirst is allowed to stay at home. So she is doing that because now she's on maternity leave.
Yeah.
And now,
I would love for her to be a stay-at-home mom, but we can't actually afford it.
And that's okay. It would just, then it's working through all these different relationships, working through all the different things. So there are certain spending patterns that could potentially change so that you are keeping more or growing more so that you can hire people to do different things. It's just seeing all of them in a different perspective.
And honestly, the fact that I just answered I don't know to you means that I clearly need to think about it a bit more and work on it more.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Good
Craig,
episode.
anything to add?
No, so I think, earnings are not as simple as we think they are. It does work. It does come with other parts of it. And I think that's a good thing to know that. But great. Good
Awesome.
episode. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website, www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.